Going forward, Chip Lindsey needs to find the proper formula. And I say that because we know the formula. We know what it needs to be, at least in its construction. It needs to be, how do I mix my Gus Malzahn throwing screens, getting the quarterback involved in the run game, by the way. That's the big difference in this game, too. I didn't even mention it in this video. Oh, my God. I didn't even mention it in this video. Sorry, ESPN just... something probably made noise in the background. I'm sorry. The difference in this game was Oklahoma was willing to run their quarterback, and Michigan wasn't. I think we do need to see some quarterback runs in the future, especially if Bryce Underwood isn't quite there with his receivers yet. I think what you need to do is, during the week in practice, you need to work on that communication with the receivers, that cohesiveness there. And then on Saturdays, run him a little bit more. On a 3rd and 2, on a 3rd and 4, on a 2nd and 5. Run some quarterback bash, run some zone read. And I know some people are afraid of him getting injured, but we got to stop being afraid all the time. We got to stop being scared. We got to play fearless. We got to root for our team to go out there and do what needs to be done. Was Oklahoma afraid of John Mateer getting injured for the year this past Saturday? Didn't seem like it. Didn't seem like Brett Venables cared. Seemed like Brett Venables knew he had a quarterback who can, what is it? He can squat 500 pounds or something ridiculous like that. He's a tough guy with a good frame. What is Bryce Underwood? Tough guy with a good frame, 6'5", 230 pounds. Was Auburn afraid of running Cam Newton? No. Those are the natural risks you take with football. By the way, you're much more likely to get injured as a quarterback in the pocket right after a throw when you're vulnerable, when your shoulder's out there, when your arm's out there, when you're in a vulnerable, indefensible position. There's been studies on that. That's just the science. That needs to happen going forward, I think, because I think through the week in practice, you get that cohesion, you get those relationships with the receivers, and then you still throw the ball. Don't get me wrong. You want to have some multiplicity to this offense. But again, getting back to what I was saying a minute ago, sorry I got sidetracked there because I realized I didn't even mention the biggest thing in this whole game was that Oklahoma ran their quarterback and Michigan didn't. And because Oklahoma ran their quarterback, they sustained drives, they converted 3rd downs, and they scored touchdowns with it. But again, I digress. Chip Lindsey needs to figure out exactly what the formula is what I'm saying. He needs to find a way to add his stuff on to what Michigan already does, to work Bryce Underwood into the offense more. That's really the formula. How do I mix my stuff with what Michigan already does and also get Bryce Underwood? How do I get the most out of him? I think really that's it. That's the formula, but the specifics of how that formula comes together is really important. How much of this do I add here? How much of this do I lean on? How much of this do I add? What is the A plus B plus C of the whole thing? I think that's really important.